Family, when you're at a point to where you need faith, there are going to be some unanswered questions, because faith pushes you out of your comfort zone. Whenever you're required to have faith, it's never going to be within your comfort zone. It is at some point it's going to push you out of your comfort zone. It's going to pull you out of your comfort zone. It's going to require you to step out of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is you being in control. Your comfort zone is you being able to have all the answers or to find all the answers. Your comfort zone, is you operating within your realm of confidence. That is your comfort zone. Faith is going to require you, to step out of your comfort zone. Faith is never going to be within the realm. Whatever you believe in God for, whatever you need from God, it's always going to be beyond your comfort zone. It's always going to pull you out of your comfort zone. It's never going to be within the parameters of your comfort zone. So there's going to be some degree of difficulty. There is going to be some unanswered questions, because you got to trust God. There are going to be some unanswered questions, and you're not going to get the answers to them right then. A lot of times we'll find ourselves going through trials. A lot of times we'll find ourselves going through and we don't get the answers until, we make it through what we got to grow through. A lot of times your answer won't come, or you won't get an understanding until we make it out of what we got to go through. So whenever you're dealing with faith, there is going to be a degree of difficulty. There is going to be some uncertainty. There is going to be some dark areas, because you got to trust God. And anytime you have to anytime you're in a position to where you got to trust God, trust is never about feelings. Never. Trust is never about feelings, whether it's in relationship, whether it's in marriage. Trust is never about feeling. Trust is a decision. Trust is a decision that you make regardless of how you feel. So whenever you find yourself in a position to where you have to trust God, it's always going to go against how you feel. Faith requires you to do opposite of what you feel, because it's pulling you out of your comfort zone. Faith is never within the parameters of your comfort zone. So in order for you to get to, what God has for you, in order for you to reach the promise, in order for the shower of blessing to rain in your life, you just got to hold on, or you just got to, trust God to be God in this situation, to be God when you need him to be God. When you think about the story of Judas was the man that betrayed Jesus. And a lot of people want to know, would Jesus have forgiven Judas? But there goes those questions. There goes those questions we will never we will never have an answer to. Why? Because Judas gave up first. There goes those questions that we will never have revelation of, that will never manifest, because Judas gave up first. And when he gave up, he hung himself. And if you know the story of Judas, the Bible says that after Judas hung himself, his entrails gushed out. His bowels came out. So when Judas hung himself, everything that God placed in him, he gave it up. He gave up. He gave up. Everything that God placed in him came out. If you give up now, you'll hang yourself. and you'll give up on everything that God placed on the inside of you. Because if it's taking a while to manifest itself, it's building something in you. If it's taking a while to manifest itself, it's doing something in you. And then after it does what it's supposed to do in you to build you, you are going to build it. But you cannot give up now, family, because if you give up now, you'll hang yourself and you'll give up everything that God placed on the inside of you. It's not necessarily going to drop in your lap. It's not necessarily that it's going to, it's not going to just drop in your lap. It's going to come out of you. It's going to come out of you. And if you stop now, if you quit now, if you allow your emotions to get the best of you and you hang yourself now, you'll give up everything that God placed on the inside of you. So now is not the time to quit. Cry, but now is not the time to quit. If you in some way did quit, God hasn't let you go. If somehow you did give up on whatever it is that you had to have faith for, just because you gave up on it doesn't mean that God has given up on you. It's still there. God is still there. And believe me, family, God understands, because he himself was put in that same situation to where his emotions almost got the best of him, but he had to catch himself. When Jesus said, Lord, let this cup pass from me, he basically had to catch himself and say, I can't. He basically said, I can't give up now. I'm not giving up now. Lord, let your will be done. If this cup cannot pass from me, let your will be done. So now is not the time for you to give up, because if you give up, if you hang yourself, you'll give up everything that God placed in you. I'm convinced, family, the harder it gets, the closer you get to the finish line. The harder it gets, the closer you're getting to the finish line. I'm convinced of that. But you got to let God be God. You got to let God be God. The second half of your life is here, family. The second half of your life is here. Push through these last 2 quarters. Push through this next half. And you'll see the goodness of God in your life. Keep your head up and continue to have faith. Keep the faith. Faith is going to require you to do opposite of what you feel. And at times you're going to want to give up. At times you're going to want to give up. At times you're not going to see it work. At times things are going to appear not to be working, or it won't work, or it won't happen. You're going to have those moments. But don't give up. If you give up, you'll hang. If you hang yourself now, you'll give up everything that God placed on the inside of you. God bless you. I'm out.